Welcome to the Federal Aviation Administration's Community Education Series. In this video, we will discuss how sound and noise are defined and measured, and what the FAA and aviation industry are doing to address noise, and how communities can collaborate with the FAA on aviation noise-related concerns. Air transportation is an essential part of modern life. With its countless benefits, also comes an undesirable side effect: aviation noise, which can be a concern to those living near airports and underneath flight paths. What is sound and noise? Let's start with some basic definitions. Sound is energy transferred through the air that our ears detect as small changes in air pressure. The more energy used in the creation of the sound, the greater the air pressure change and the louder the sound becomes. Sound is usually measured in units of decibels. We define noise as unwanted sound. Our ears aren't equally sensitive to all frequencies. We hear sounds better in the mid-range frequencies than in the low or high frequencies. To account for these differences in how people respond to sound frequencies, the A-weighted scale, dBA, is used. Aircraft noise travels through the air to the ground, spreads in a spherical pattern away from the aircraft, and changes over that propagation path, with higher frequencies attenuating more than lower frequencies. The FAA works with the international community to develop standards for certifying aircraft to the latest, most stringent noise regulations. This regulates noise at the source. FAA also regulates the disclosure of environmental impacts, including noise, for actions it takes, authorizes, or funds. Finally, FAA works to minimize significant noise impacts whenever possible and consistent with its statutory authority. The FAA currently quantifies aviation noise using the day-night average sound level, commonly referred to as DNL, in decibels. DNL is the measure of aircraft noise experienced over a 24-hour period, with additional weighting added for aircraft noise that occurs at night, defined as 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. This is done to account for greater sensitivity to noise during those hours. Mitigating aircraft noise is not the responsibility of one entity. Making changes near airports, in the airspace, and to aviation technology is a collaborative effort shared among many stakeholders. First, we have noise near airports. Airports monitor operation in surrounding areas to offer opportunities for noise reduction. A variety of mitigation efforts may be employed, including, but not limited to, preferential runway and procedure use, voluntary noise abatement procedures, and sound insulation for eligible residences. Where taxi noise is an issue, sound barriers and other physical infrastructure may be created to reduce noise exposure in adjacent impacted communities. Then there is the noise in the airspace. Flight path and altitude changes, noise abatement procedures, moving aircraft farther away from affected communities, and engaging stakeholders in flight procedure development all help to further reduce residential noise. Finally, the noise at the source. Noise produced by the engines and air flowing over the aircraft are the dominant sources of noise. Through research and development and via certification, the FAA and other stakeholders work to address source noise, advancing new, quieter aircraft designs and technology improvements fosters market demand for efficient aircraft that aids in the cycle of retiring older, noisier aircraft and replacing them with quieter aircraft. As noise continues to change over time, addressing noise with communities remains a priority for the FAA. Communities help the FAA better understand the areas significantly impacted by noise and provide the partnerships essential to the agency's noise mitigation efforts. Some of the FAA's recent efforts include increased FAA participation in advisory forums by community engagement teams, which include regional administrators, community engagement officers, and technical subject matter experts. Establish regional ombudsmen to serve as regional liaisons with the public on issues regarding aircraft noise, pollution, and safety. The FAA has also developed the Noise Complaint Initiative to investigate and respond to inquiries more effectively. The initiative consists of the Aviation Noise Complaint and Inquiry System, or Noise Portal, regional hotlines, and email correspondence. While there are many benefits to air travel, aviation noise can be a concern for communities. Over the last 40 years, the FAA has been working to reduce the number of people exposed to aviation noise around airports. Addressing this concern requires collaboration among the FAA, air carriers, airports, aircraft and engine manufacturers, research universities, other stakeholders and industry partners, local communities, and elected officials. For more information, visit the Community Engagement page on FAA.gov.